Welcome to the React Diagram tutorial. In this video, you will learn how to add and customize a symbol palette in the Syncfusion React Diagram component. Look at this example. You see the symbol palette is rendered to the left side of the diagram. It contains nodes and connectors you can drag and drop into the diagram component to create diagrams. To create this, I'm going to use an existing React application in which I have added the Syncfusion React Diagram component with height and width properties. I have imported the diagram component from the Syncfusion React Diagrams package. The required styles were added for a better appearance. Follow the link provided in the card above or the description below to learn the basics of adding the Syncfusion Diagram component to a React app. Now I will run this application using the npm start command. The diagram canvas renders with the defined height and width. Next, I will show you how to add the symbol palette. First, import the symbol palette component from the Syncfusion EJ2 React Diagrams package. Let me add a division tag and add style property. Set a width. Add the symbol palette component within it. You can see an empty symbol palette renders without any node or connector symbols. So let's add node and connector symbols. The symbol palette component can be added with the built-in node symbols like basic, flow, UML, BPMN, and connector symbols. Also, you can add node symbols with shapes that are created using HTML, SVG, text, image, and path data. Now I will show you how to bind the flow shapes, basic shapes, and connectors to the symbol palette. I will make use of the palette's property of the symbol palette. Inside the palette's property, I can assign the symbols array. So I create a basic shapes array of type node model. Inside, add an object. Define the ID property, shape with its type. If we need annotations inside the shapes, it can be done with the annotations property. So let me add annotations to the node with a content rectangle. Similarly, I added 4 more nodes with their shapes and annotations. To use this node model interface, I import it from the Syncfusion EJ2 React Diagrams package. In the symbol palette tag, I set the ID symbol palette. Then I add the palette's property and set an array. Within it, I add an object with ID and title. The symbol palettes can be expanded and collapsed on click. It can be controlled by many ways, using expanded property, palette expanding event handler, or the expand mode property in the symbol palette. I am going to set the expanded property to true for the basic shapes to keep it expanded. Next, I set the basic shapes into the symbols property. The symbol palette contains the added shapes. Next, I will show you how to add some more symbols like flow shapes and connectors to the symbol palette. Create an array of objects named connectors of type connector model. To use the connector model interface, import it from the Syncfusion EJ2 React Diagrams package. Inside this array, I will add 2 connectors. Set the ID and type properties with appropriate values for the orthogonal connector. Connector shapes require source and target points, so add the source point property and set X and Y positions to 0. I also add the target point property and set the positions to 100. Likewise, add a straight connector. In the palettes collection, add an object like the basic shapes and set the ID and the title as connectors. For the symbols property, assign the connectors array. You can see the connectors in the symbol palette. Next, let's add the flow shapes to the symbol palette. Let me define one more array of objects of node model type that would contain flow shapes. Define the ID property, shape with its type, and the node's shape. I also add annotations to the nodes based on their type. To keep this palette simple, I add only 3 flow shapes. I add another object into the symbols property and add the flow shapes into the symbol palette. See, the third palette is now rendered. Notice, though, that the symbols are not properly sized. To set a size for the symbols, define the symbol height and width properties and assign values. In the symbol palette, you can see the symbols are rendered with the defined size. While I drag a shape around, it is the same as in the symbol palette. We can change that by editing the symbol preview property. I can set width, height, and offset values which can change the preview. So I set the preview height and width to 100, and the offset values to be 0.5 in both X and Y directions. The offset value will be calculated from our cursor's position. You can see the shape previews displayed as per the customization. By default, all the palettes are expanded. However, you can have one palette open at a time, collapsing the rest. In the symbol palette tag, set the expand mode property to single. Only one palette is expanded at once. Now I will show you how to customize the description and font of the symbols. I will be using the getSymbolInfo event handler of the symbol palette component. I define a method which accepts node model and connector model types as parameters. Inside, I set the width and height for each palette element. Add the description property and set properties like text, color, and font size and return the object. Remove the symbol width and height properties, as they are now included inside the getPaletteProperty method. In the symbol palette tag, set the getPaletteProperty method. The symbol palette is now rendered with the defined properties. Let me make a simple flowchart diagram to add 2 numbers. Drag and drop the necessary shapes. Then connect the nodes using connectors in the palette. Edit the content for the nodes. Now we have created the flowchart explaining the flow to add 2 numbers. Finally, let me show you how to enable the search option. In the symbol palette component, I add the enable search property. By default, it is true if the property is added without any value. You can also set values false or true based on your preference. I add padding to the symbol palette to avoid the search bar from colliding. To style the search bar, I open the app CSS file and import the Syncfusion EJ2 input styles reference. Now the search bar is displayed on top. If you type in a symbol name, the relevant symbols are filtered. That's how easy it is to add and style a symbol palette in the Syncfusion React Diagram component and customize the symbols. If you would like to see the working example of this, you can download it from the GitHub link shared in the description below. I have also included a link in the description where you can check if you qualify for our community license, giving you a free license key for our React components. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.